It's the strength we carry even while being in the weakest and broken state that allows us to evolve into our greatest character. It's the stories that we tell while we're still alive that keeps us from being forgotten when we're truly gone. What's up, everyone? Happy New Year! It has been exactly 31 days of 2022. Although with COVID, it's felt like 30 weeks. I actually started 2022 getting COVID for the first time ever. I know what you're thinking. Off to a great start, right? I know! 2020, we all got hit hard with COVID, with the lockdowns, the loss of work, the loss of loved ones. And like most of you, I really expected 2021 to be a year of healing and recovery, but that didn't really go as we expected, because here we are in 2022 acting like we're on that glass bridge on Squid Game. Just having no idea where to step next. But you know what? Regardless of the madness, the insanity and suffering that we've been going through these past few years, we can say that we are still here. And even though we feel incomplete and partially broken, still we remain standing. Which reminds me a lot of these certain types of places that I love finding and exploring. I don't know if I'm weird or not, but I love finding old, torn down, abandoned places like this. So in case you didn't know this about me, I have a thing for exploring old, abandoned places. I don't know why, but I just find it super exciting and thrilling, especially if it's a place that's uncharted and not commercialized, therefore allowing you to explore as you see fit. It's basically the closest I can come to pretending to be Indiana Jones, finding some ancient artifact or discovering some lost hidden temple. Kind of like this little Viking earth house we ran into in Iceland. It was just on the side of the road, no fences or any signs not permitting entrance, so we stopped and of course went inside. There was really nothing dazzling about it, but the fact that we were inside a home that was made from a mountain cave was enough for me. Later I find out, according to legend, that this cave served as a temple and hall for a Viking chieftain, which is super cool. Don't even get me started with Ireland and its castles that are basically found around every little corner. Even in nearby residential areas, they are basically like the neighborhood playgrounds, such as this one called the Rock of Dunamace. Again, no fences or entrance fees, just beautiful castle ruins, free to explore at your own risk and will. This was actually our very first stop when we visited Ireland, and we got to witness a breathtaking sunset. What I love most about these places is how beautiful they can look even when they are in literal ruins. I believe it's a special kind of beauty because not everyone can or may see it. Not everyone is able to appreciate it or even understand it. But if you're able to really look and experience a place like this, you can see how remarkably beautiful it truly is. It's a good reminder to all of us when we feel like we're in total ruins or abandonment, that even though our past has led us to this point in time, there is still hope and beauty within us. A great example is when I spent a few days in Utah near Zion National Park. We stayed at a very charming little ranch, and directly across the entrance was a rusty old shack that most people probably wouldn't even bother glancing at. But not me. I'm naturally an extremely curious creature. I'm always curious to find these places and explore them. It's beautiful. Again, nothing outrageous, just a broken down little shack. If anything, it was a little sketchy to go wander around in it, but I found something so enchanting about it. Not to mention, as a photographer, places like these are a gold mine. Old broken cottage, but in my eyes, it's beautiful. Unique, and for some reason it's very photogenic. Taking pictures of busted buildings is so photogenic. And I was right, pictures of this place came out gorgeous. The best part was, behind the shack was a beautiful view of all the fields and the mountains in the background. Listen, maybe you're not as polished as you once were, but you still have incredible stories to tell. Maybe you're more incomplete and broken than before, but your foundations are still holding strong. Even in your abandoned, broken, torn, rusty condition, somehow, you can still be beautiful. Don't ever forget that. Sure, there may be some who won't see it, maybe within your own family, your friends, a relationship with a loved one, but the right people will always come along and they will see beauty and treasure even within your own imperfections. They'll appreciate you just as you are. Another amazing location we explored recently was an overlooked mountain located 3,000 feet over Woodstock in upstate New York. The hike to get there was an effort. Most of it's incline, but you get to a point where you come across an old abandoned stone mansion that's hollowed out with trees growing inside and all around it, making it seem as if the mountain itself is trying to hide it from the world. Instantly, I fell in love with this hidden gem. It was almost like a maze, so many different walls, staircases, bridges, window openings. It became my own personal playground. I later did some research and it turns out it wasn't a mansion at all. It was an old hotel built in the 1800s. But due to the lack of its business and multiple fires, the hotel was shut down in the 1930s. The ruins even suffered its most most recent fire in 1970, but the concrete walls withstood the blaze. What intrigues me most about these places is wondering about its history. Why was this place created? Who walked among these walls? What stories could be told by the people who have been here? Who even were those people? Each one of us has their own story to tell, and I truly believe that at least one person in the world could benefit from hearing your story. You never know whose life you can change or impact in a powerful way just by telling them about your life, telling them about that one time you did something amazing, or maybe even that one time that you failed horribly. It's the stories that we tell while we're still alive that keeps us from being forgotten when we're truly gone. And these places have long been forgotten to the past, but they still tell their very own unique story today in our present. And speaking of telling incredible unique stories, the Mayan ruins definitely have grand tales to tell. 4,000 years ago in the making. Having the opportunity to be present here, you can feel how deep this ancient history goes. It's almost like walking through a mythological place in time. All the culture, traditions, legends, all rooted together in a place that's long been abandoned, yet hundreds of people come visit daily to witness the grandness of these monuments of ancient history. It doesn't matter how long it's been since you've had your golden years or moment in time. You can still be remembered and appreciated. You can still show people how far you've come and all the cool, crazy things you've seen and experienced, which is really the point, to share our journeys with each other, to inspire others, to remind them of what's possible, and maybe even show them that they are not alone in this journey. All these places have one main thing in common. They were all at one point whole and complete. They were a part of an original idea that blossomed for a while, but within time faded away. Maybe you had plans or dreams for your life that you hoped would bring success in your future, but never really came to fruition. Maybe you were part of a meaningful relationship, but slowly time and pressure loosened that bond. Maybe the things that you once depended on are now relics of the past. Just like these old homes, castles, and ruins, parts of your life simply broke down. But these castles and ruins, many years later, some even hundreds and thousands of years later, remain to be structures that are still standing, meaning it was obviously made properly to withstand the test of time, which makes it even more admirable and astonishing. So I'm here to tell you today, in the year of 2022, that you were made to stand the test of time. That you were made to last. If you're still here, it's for a reason, and if you have breath within your body and life within your mind, then you could still show your strength. You can still serve others. You can still be a monument of courage, love, determination, and excellence. You can still thrive one little step at a time, even in your brokenness. It's the strength we carry, even while being in the weakest and broken state, that allows us to evolve into our greatest character. The storm you went through tore down your walls, but it revealed how strong your foundations were. That relationship you were in broke down your spirit, but you gained a new set of knowledge that allowed you to be successful in creating something new. What you've endured can't be ignored. It can't be cast aside. It must be embraced. It's what's molded you into who you are today. So get out there and show the world who you are. Let your beauty shine. Be vulnerable. Tell people your story. Show them how you made it through the fires. No matter the struggles you've gone through, no matter the pain you've suffered or how bad you've been beaten to where you feel like your life is in ruins, you are still remembered, you still matter, and even though you may be torn and broken, you are still beautiful and strong. So always remember, we, us, you were made to last.